Everybody will make a start. So my name's Sabrina Joseph. I'm the Employee Support Supervisor at Giant, and today we'll be going through the introduction with working at Giant. So an overview of what we'll be discussing today. We'll be speaking about how it all works, getting your payments through Giant, explaining your payslip, holiday pay and how to enter it, the pension scheme, so the Nest Workplace Pension Scheme. We'll also be speaking about the SIP Salary Sacrifice Pension, expense reversal, tax codes, how to request a reference request, Giant Advantage, what that scheme is about and how to opt in and out, and lastly, getting in contact with us. So how does it work? As you can see from this diagram, the hirer will have a contract for services with AMS. AMS will have a contract for services with us, and then we will have a contract for services with yourselves. So this is not an employment contract. You will be paid on a weekly basis, and that just depends on when your deals are submitted and approved. I know some people can be on 7-day payment terms or 30-day payment terms, but this is ultimately decided by AMS, and they will let us know what terms to pay you on. If you are on 7-day payment terms, we usually get the funds in from AMS on a Wednesday, and your payment will be received on a Friday. If you are on the 30-day payment terms, we'll get the funds in on a Thursday, and then you are paid on the Monday. A payslip is available for these timesheets the day before you are due to receive the funds, so you will be able to have a look at the payslip and see things in advance. Alternatively, you can opt in to the alerts on the portal. You can select SMS alerts or email alerts, and that will just prompt you on the amount that will be paid to you either on that Friday or Monday. So a payslip will be made available, and that just details the gross pay. So the gross pay is before any deductions. Then it will detail the deductions, so anything like tax, national insurance, Nest pension deductions, that will display. It will also detail like the units you've worked, the hours you've worked, the pay rate you're being paid on, any overtime. You'll see it all detailed on your payslip. So this is an example of what your payslip would look like. This is a bit more zoomed in for the presentation purposes, but all the details are displayed as you can see. You can see the company information at the top. Your details will be the next line from that. And then in the middle of the payslip is where you're going to see your gross amount, the rates and units that you've worked. Then you'll see deductions, so NI tax, that will tally up here. And then your total net amount here is what you'll see in your bank account. The payroll analysis is really good just because you get to see what you've earned this period. So it should match up the gross amount that you've got here. It should show here. The same for NI and tax. And then you'll see your holiday that's accrued as well. And then it shows you year to date. So what you've been earning this year, basically within this tax year. So you will have a minimum entitlement of 28 days per year. That includes the bank and public holidays. AMS will advise us of what your annual leave entitlement should be. So your holiday should accrue, and then it will be paid to you when you take the time off. So when you're entering your timesheets with us and they're getting paid out, you're accruing a certain percentage, and that goes into your holiday pot each time. And every time that accrues, you can go in and you can either backdate holiday. So if there's any bank holiday that you may not have taken this year, you can go back in and backdate it and enter holiday for those dates as well. We do say holidays from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. That would be a holiday year. So due to health and wellbeing, we do highly encourage everyone to take holiday within that time. I do understand some projects don't allow you to take all of your annual leave by the 31st of December, and we are coming to that time now. All that would happen is that the holiday left over will just carry over into 2025's holiday pot, and you can take it in that holiday year instead. So to enter your holiday pay, you can self-serve this on the Giant portal. Once you go to the menu bar at the top and it will expand, you select your data and then request holiday pay. This will bring you to the next page where you can select the correct drop-down assignment. I know some people may have multiple assignments if you've been given extensions. So just select the relevant assignment that suits the holiday you're entering. Select the correct period ending date and then pop in each box the amount of hours. So if you do 7 hours a day, just pop in 7 hours. If you're on a daily rate, put number 1, just for 1 day, and then you can click next. It will ask you to enter your line manager's email. This is just solely for admin purposes. Once you've done that, then it will be entered on the portal and it will appear on your most upcoming payslip. So after 90 days from having your first pay at Giant, you do get automatically enrolled to a workplace pension called Nest. You will contribute 5% of the pensionable earnings and Giant contributes a further 3%. Once you are enrolled, you can opt out of this. So I do highly recommend just please wait for your welcome pack to arrive. Once you're enrolled, about 5 to 7 working days, you do get a welcome pack in the post. That will have like your reference number and details that the Nest company will ask you for when you're on the phone to them. If you call before that letter comes, it's likely they will say they cannot locate you on the system. So that can be quite frustrating. So do wait for that letter to arrive. You can opt in early as well. So for those that have just started with us and you want to opt in early, just drop us a message and we'll be able to speak to the relevant department to do that for you. Another thing as well, if you want to opt out to get a refund of what's been deducted so far, I would recommend opting out within 28 days of receiving the letter. If you opt out after this, Nest won't refund. You won't be able to get a refund for what's been deducted, but you can still seize your account. So you can gain significant tax savings by contributing into a private pension. So, for example, as a higher rate taxpayer, for every £1,000 contribution, you can save £420 in tax and national insurance. So it only costs you £580. If you do want to start contributing into like either a new or existing pension, please let us know. Let us know the contribution level, and then we'll be able to speak with a pension specialist to let them know, and they'll get in touch with you. Expenses reversal. So in line with the HMRC tax regulations, all expenses are claimed as taxable now. They are processed through the portal, so you'll see it on your payslip, but you'll also see that they are being taxed and there's NI on it as well. If you do believe that these are just work-related expenses and they don't need to be taxed, you can claim the tax relief on it. You can get the expense reversal form from us. It's a blank form that you fill out. You jot down all your expenses that you're reversing, the ones that have been paid out. You have to send supporting documents. So if it's like mileage, we'll need like fuel receipts, anything really that supports the expense claim and shows proof of purchase basically. Giant then conducts the assessment according to the HMRC rules, and that just determines if you qualify for tax relief. If you don't have the form, that's fine, we'll provide it. It is important to do this quite soon after you've had the expenses paid on your payslip, just so it doesn't cause any confusion or a huge backlog. Once the assessment has taken place, it takes about 2 weeks for it to be reversed. It can be sooner, it just depends on how many expenses you're putting through and how many are being approved. But it does genuinely take about 2 weeks following payroll. So when you first join Giant, your tax code is determined by a P45 that you provide, or if you don't have that, you can complete the new starter statement on the portal, and that's just where you select statement A, B or C. if after a few couple payrolls you still feel like your tax code is wrong or something's not right, I would recommend, reaching out to HMRC or using the link just below here. If you go onto that link, you may be able to find out answers on why your tax code may have changed. If you don't find the answers, that's okay. I would then say just give HMRC a call. If it means, that a tax refund is due, then they will issue that. Again, between HMRC and Giant, it's all done through a data system. So providing we get a tax code change, we'll be issued a P6. If there is a rebate, then we get that through the data system and it will just appear in your most upcoming payslip. But we just wait on HMRC's instruction for that. And references. So if you need this, so some people need a reference, it could be for financial purposes or for employment purposes, you can request it on the portal. So if you go to your data again and then go to request reference, you can automatically generate like a financial or employment reference, and it will just go to the email address that you have on the portal. Alternatively, if the third party are requesting it directly from us, they can email firstlinesupport@giantgroup.com. We do have a turnaround time of 24 hours. Again, can be sooner depending on the backlog we have. We do need the appropriate written permissions from yourself. That just allows us to share the information with the third party. So if you haven't done that, it may be that we have to reach out to you first before we go back to the third party company. And Giant Advantage, this is a cashback and rewards scheme. The scheme is honoured by the Benefits Excellence Awards, and some of the benefits are listed here. You get retail discounts, gym discounts, shopping discounts, the list goes on. And they do change, so it is a good money saving scheme. It is £1.75 a week when you've opted in. So when you're on your portal, you can go to the Giant Advantage section and change the flag from false to true. Once you're opted in, that will send the opt-ins to the Giant Advantage company, and then you can register an account and start using the benefits. And getting in contact with us. So I have mentioned about sending us a message. So when I say that, I mean sending a message on the portal. If you go to the feedback and then add feedback, you can create a subject in the message and it comes over to us via the portal. We do get back within 24 hours. Again, it can be sooner. I would recommend that when we do reply to you, you will see this in your email, but it is a do not reply email that it appears as. So I know sometimes everybody wants to click reply like straight away from your email, but just a heads up, it doesn't come back to us. It will probably bounce back. So I would say if you do see a response, just log back onto the portal and reply via the portal. We also have live chat, which has an average response time of 14 seconds. It is up to you. It's your preference on how you would like to communicate with us. So just a summary. We have discussed this is a contract for services, weekly payments or monthly, depending on payment terms and what AMS have put for yourself. We've mentioned SMS payroll alerts and the payslip being available on your portal, and that it displays the gross, net values, any deductions such as tax and national insurance. We have mentioned the 28-day minimum holiday entitlement, and that the holiday runs from the 1st of Jan to the 31st of December. We do encourage everyone to take a holiday, for health and well-being, but any holiday that does not get taken, it does carry over into the next holiday year. You can request your holiday yourself on the portal via the self-serve function. The workplace pension with nest, so being opted in 90 days after your first pay. And we've mentioned tax savings from opting into a new or existing salary sacrifice pension. We've spoken about the expenses reversal process, how to obtain the blank form and what to provide along with the form. So depending on the expense that you're putting through, we just need as much supporting documents as possible with the expense claim. We've spoken about tax codes being determined by a P45 or a new starter statement, and that tax codes are updated via P6, and this comes from HMRC. We can't update it otherwise. Reference requests, this is, you can actually get it yourself on the portal, or if it's the third party company, they can email first and support. Giant Advantage Scheme, cashback and scheme where you can get shopping retail discounts, gym discounts. It changes all the time, and there's a cost of £1.75 a week once you've opted in. And lastly, getting in contact with us, so using the feedback function or using live chat. So we would like to know how we've done with our webinars. We would appreciate any spare time that you have to complete a survey, just so we know how we can improve our webinars going forward, or if there's anything more you'd like to see or any information you'd like to hear about, please do let us know. We highly appreciate that. So thank you so much for listening. There is a Q&A function on this webinar. So if you guys have any questions on what I've mentioned, please do send over your questions and I'll get through as many as possible. If any questions come after this webinar is closed, just let me know, or just respond on your feedback portal, and someone will come back within 24 hours